That's it. Therefore, approximately it is calculated like this. And one remark which I have not written here. Generally, we calculate the Spearman rank correlation. Even in case of ties, the pattern of ranking differs. Because you see, this Kendall tau is not very easy to understand and not very easy to calculate also if the number of values are very large. Because you have to go every time pairwise comparison and there is a chance of committing error. So what happens, let me tell you before I proceed further, probably you will be doing. In ranking pattern, generally what happens? We give the rank like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and all that. Now suppose there are 3 students or 3 contestants who have got the rank 6 same. Both the judges are giving the rank same ranks. In that case, there is a pattern. We hypothetically assume, suppose contestant number 9, 10 and 11 have got the same rank number 6. Now what we'll do that we'll write 666 against each one of them. That is one pattern. Another suggested pattern is that, okay, you write 6 and suppose there was no tie, then what would have been the next rank? That would have been 7. And what would have been the still next rank? That would have been the 8. So we say that we'll take 6 plus 7 plus 8 divided by 3. That is called the average rank of these 3 contestants who have the tie, and we give the same rank to all of them, right? So in that case, it may happen that the rank will be set 6.5 or 6.8. Now it is difficult to interpret the rank 6.8. What do you mean by that the rank of a contestant is 6.8? Numerically you can do it, but there is no physical interpretation, and that is more important, which I am going to teach everywhere. That not only that you have to just do a mechanical exercise, if you get some value, what is the meaning of this or what does it convey? Suppose that's what I am telling. Suppose my calculation says that the correlation coefficient is 0.68. What does this mean? We should not stop there. We should say that the correlation between the variable x and y is 68% around. That means if the variation of x is 1 unit, y will also change by around 0.68 unit. That is how you should be able to interpret it. So there are two ways to handle the ties. One is that, okay, you give the same rank. Another is that you assign the average rank of. Now it may happen in the large cases, there are so many students, those who have got the similar ranking. So it creates a problem. So in that case, in the literature it is mentioned, of course, that you should go for Kendall's tau. Now let me tell you, as I am telling you, that the Kendall's tau is little bit not that easy or straightforward because of making the pair, and you may be committing some mistake while comparing each and every pair values. But now, of course, it is little bit early to tell you that in first year, first semester, that there are certain softwares. I hope you must have heard the name of software. आपने सुना है नाम software? Hello, have you heard the name software?
Yes, sir.
कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर का नाम सुना है? Can you name anyone? If you can, it's good. Otherwise, don't worry. It's too early to ask you this question, but I am asking because I want to train you. You are my students, so you should be trained to the level of certain thing. किसी भी सॉफ्टवेयर का नाम सुना है किसी ने भी? Okay, don't worry. I'll tell you. Keep on telling you in between. What software does? Forget about the name. सॉफ्टवेयर करता क्या है? ये पता है आपको?
प्रोग्रामिंग।
हाँ बोलो।
प्रोग्राम।
हाँ प्रोग्राम है। हाँ हाँ, क्या करता है? प्रोग्राम है, क्या करता है? अब मैंने सुना है 12th लेवल पे भी कुछ कंप्यूटर का एक आध पेपर आता है शायद, सी लैंग्वेज पढ़ते हैं या पता नहीं कुछ क्या पढ़ते हैं, मुझे मालूम नहीं है। एक्सेल वगैरह पढ़ते। हाँ
कंप्यूटर साइंस सर अलग सब्जेक्ट है।
हाँ, क्या पढ़ते हैं आप उसमें?
C++, पाइथन
ओ वेरी गुड, तो बहुत आगे की बात है। पाइथन वगैरह पढ़ लिया तो बाप रे, तो बहुत आगे है। इज ए प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज, राइट? सी प्लस प्लस है, पाइथन है। क्या करते हैं इससे हम? मान लो यही एग्जांपल मैंने तुमको समझाया।
सॉफ्टवेयर
हाँ बोलो बोलो, पहले तुम बोलो।
डेवलप करते हैं हम।
सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप करते हैं, चलो अच्छा कोई बात नहीं। कोई, मैं बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं रख रहा हूँ अभी आपसे। पाइथन आपने
सर
पढ़ा? हाँ बोलिए, आप बोलिए।
सर प्रोग्राम बनाते हैं, जैसे कि कोई फॉर्मूला से एक प्रोग्राम बनाएंगे, फिर हम उसमें वैल्यूज डालेंगे, ऑटोमेटिक वो आंसर दे देगा। बार बार
वेरी
हमें प्रोग्राम बनाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी।
वेरी गुड। अब यही प्रोग्रामिंग अगर हमको यहाँ करनी हो कैंडल स्टाउ में, तो हम एक छोटा सा प्रोग्राम लिख सकते हैं कि वो पेयर कैसे बनाएगा, एंड ए लेस देन बी -1 देगा, ए ग्रेटर देन बी
यस सर,
+1
लिख
देगा।
सकते हैं।
लिख सकते हैं, 4 लाइन का प्रोग्राम लिख सकते हैं, राइट? या 6 लाइन का प्रोग्राम लिख सकते हैं, जो भी आप कर सकते हैं। सो द पॉइंट हियर इज दैट कि जो अभी मैंने आपसे कहा कि कैंडल स्टाउ लिटिल, ऑफ कोर्स आप मैनुअली करेंगे तो आपको दिक्कत आएगी, कंपैरिजन में आप गलत कर सकते हैं। मान लीजिए यहाँ 12 की जगह वहाँ पे 50 वैल्यूज होती हैं, तो आप कितने पेयर बनाते हैं, कितनी बार आप उसको कंपेयर करते? तो जब कंप्यूटर्स नहीं थे उस समय लोगों ने इसको बहुत ज़्यादा अप्रिशिएट नहीं किया, क्रिटिसाइज किया कि कैंडल टाउ इज नॉट वेरी convenient method of rank correlation calculation. But thanks to computers and thanks to the programming languages, now there are many softwares available in the market. मैं आपको बताता हूँ, SPSS करके एक है, एक नाम सुन लीजिए, आपको हमेशा काम आएगा। बहुत ही पॉपुलर, बहुत ही पावरफुल स्टैटिस्टिकल सॉफ्टवेयर है पूरी दुनिया में, इंडिया में नहीं, पूरी दुनिया की बात कर रहा हूँ। दैट इज कॉल्ड स्टैटिस्टिकल पैकेज फॉर सोशल साइंसेज, या उसका नाम थोड़ा बदल गया, लेकिन फिर आज भी वो स्पेसिस के नाम से ही फेमस है। अब मान लो मेरे पास 100 बच्चों का रैंक का डेटा है और मुझे रैंक कोरिलेशन निकालना है कैंडल टाउ यूज करके। आप सोचिए क्या हालत होगी आपकी अगर हम इस तरह से जाएं। हालांकि प्रोग्रामिंग, जैसे आपने किसी लड़की ने जवाब दिया, हम इसी फॉर्मूले को प्रोग्राम कर देंगे। तो फिर सर 10 वैल्यू हो, 20 वैल्यू हो, 50 वैल्यू हो, 100 वैल्यू हो, मुझे क्या करना है? कंप्यूटर कंपेयर करके निकाल देगा ना एस और टाउ और क्या होगा। So with the availability of the softwares, there where I started, we can very easily find out the Kendall's tau also. So that criticism was valid some 20, 30 years back. But now today it is possible. Even if there is no software available, using C++ or using Python, we can write a computer program of 5, 6, 8 lines and it will calculate the rank correlation. That is the whole idea. So, and then in that case, we can find out even Spearman's rank correlation also, and that is what the software does. Software is a set of programs. So many programs are there in the software, and depending upon the different formula, different quantities which you want to calculate, you have to simply go and click over there, and you can get the value straight away. So, anyways, I am not saying that you start programming or you will be doing the practicals or on programming in first year, first semester, but at least you know, so you can always think in those lines. You can write a program or you can calculate. That is why we have taken a small data for the illustrative purposes in the classroom. But it is always possible to go for higher end data. So that is the idea of rank correlation. A very quick recap: what is correlation? Remember, correlation is the measurement of the extent, I repeat, of the relationship, not any relationship, sir, linear relationship between the two variable x and y. Because you have taken a counter example where you have considered a circle of unit radius, that x square plus y square is equal to 1. There is a perfect relation because x square plus y square is equal to 1 is a perfect relation between x and y, but when we calculated the correlation, that was 0. Why it happened? Because the Pearsonian correlation coefficient is a measure of linear relationship only. This is the message we should keep in your mind. And most of the cases what we discuss in statistics, we assume that the relationship between the two variable x and y is linear. And in most of the cases, it may be linear or approximately linear. But if not, then what? If it is linear, well and good, whatever we have discussed as Pearsonian correlation coefficient is valid and we should accept it. And then we change from we change from quantitative data to the qualitative data, and we have seen at least two types of rank correlations also. But now, very brief discussion at this level, that suppose if the relationship between x and y is not linear, as I have told you earlier also, the moment you go from linear to non-linear, the whole world changes. Linear means only one possibility. I have told you that the word linear comes from the word line, and line means line. At the most, it can be positive slope, negative slope, zero slope, whatever it may be, but line remains a line. It will never become a curve. But you go from linear to non-linear, then you have seen even the second order conic section. When you started, you are talking about circle, you are talking about parabola, you are talking about hyperbola, you are talking about ellipse and whatnot. So many possibilities are there. So it is not only second order, you can have third order, you can have exponential order, y is equal to e to the power x. You know that that is also a exponential relationship which is non-linear, so endless possibility. So sir, what we are going to do in such kind of situation? So we introduce the concept of what we call as correlation ratio. Look at this word carefully. I am using the word correlation ratio. It is a measure of non-linear relationship. So how do we proceed? First of all, it is denoted by eta. Eta is again a Greek letter, जैसे मैंने आपको कई बार बताया. It is denoted by eta. जैसे यहाँ पे आपने देखा है tau लिखा था. आपको याद है आपने जब correlation coefficient when we discussed yesterday only, we say that is denoted by rho, RHO, rho. So similarly, correlation ratio is denoted by eta. What it is? It is an appropriate measure of curvilinear relationship between the two variables x and y. Now, curvilinear means non-linear. So it measures the concentration of the points about the curve of best fit. I have given a question mark because this is what I am going to deal in unit 3. I'll just tell you, but before it will take some time to move to unit 3. Let me tell you one thing. You have seen the scatter diagram. It can be linear, it can be non-linear. Non-linear means there is some curve, and all these points when we plot on the xy plane, they may be showing some pattern, hidden pattern, which you cannot directly see, that all these values are concentrating around certain curve. But what is that curve? We don't know. So we have the concept of curve of best fit. This we'll discuss. What do you mean by best fit? Means if I join all those points by a curve, maybe a freehand curve, most of the points should lie on this curve. Even then some of the points may not lie, because if you want to join each and every point in the scatter, you may get a curve which is not at all identifiable, or which is not at all in some form where we can proceed for the further analysis. So it becomes very difficult that you are going to get a proper shape. But then in that case, we talk about, okay, even if you fit a straight line, don't think that each data point will lie on that straight line. Some of the points will be lying away from the straight line. So out of 20 points, if 3-4 points are not lying on the line, we don't bother. We say that the relationship between x and y is linear except for those 3 or 4 points. So in general, what will happen? When as I promised you, we'll come back to this. That's why I've written a question mark. We'll come back to this discussion when we'll go to the unit number 3. So in general, sir, if there is a scatter diagram and the points are concentrated around certain curve, then how we are going to proceed? That means the one idea is that it is a non-linear relation. But what is the extent? So in general, eta is greater than r. That means if this is the correlation, which is a linear relationship, non-linear relationship coefficient in general will be greater than r. Of course, it will be equal to r if non-linear becomes to linear. So then in that case, of course, there is no difference between eta and r, because actually you are calculating the correlation coefficient for the linear relationship. Now, how do we proceed? You have to consider one bivariate table. Now, this type of table you have not seen earlier. So I'll go very slow while explaining this table. So what we have seen so far was say x. और x की कुछ values यहाँ दी होती थी, say class interval and frequency and so on and so forth. So that is called frequency distribution. So suppose I have to prepare a table of the marks obtained by the students in the 12th exam. Okay, so in one column we will write mark and second column we will write on the frequency. That is univariate data. So simply only x or one column. But now as we have seen actually, that for the last 1 week or more than that, we are discussing the concept of exploration of bivariate data. So if my data is bivariate, as the name suggests, bi means two. So one variable is x and another variable is y. Now this is just like a two-dimensional representation, just like your matrix. I hope you must have studied matrix algebra. Matrix पढ़ा है ना आप लोगों ने?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So in matrix we have row and column. That also you know. And matrix is nothing but just a kind of arrangement. Suppose you are sitting in the classroom. So you are sitting on the third bench and the fifth row. So that is your position. What is called Aij. That means there is a student who is sitting in the third row at the seat number 5. Right? That is matrix. Suppose you are traveling in a train or in a bus or in an aeroplane. So there is some seat number. That sitting arrangement itself is a matrix arrangement, right? So this is just I wanted to convey. You can visualize that what is the bivariate data. We are talking about row and column, and ij means I for row and j for column. So double subscripted variable that locates your position. Suppose I say that you go and sit in row in the row number b, but if I only say this much, that where you are going to sit anyway. But if I say you go and sit on the seat number B15, तो आप कहाँ बैठोगे? आपकी एक पोजीशन बिल्कुल डिफाइन हो गई, B15 पे जाके बैठना है. That is the row column. That is the arrangement. Similarly, in bivariate data, we have the arrangement of both the variables, x variable, y variable. Okay. So how do we proceed? X can take any value 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to m. Somewhere in general there will be the ith value where I am moving my cursor. तो सर ये तो x की बात हुई. Similarly y भी लिखना पड़ेगा मुझे. So the way x is changing, y is also changing. Any some numbers 1, 2, 3 and so on up to say j, different subscript because it is a double subscripted variable now, and suppose it going up to n. Of course, m and n can be equal, just like a square matrix, where the number of rows is same as the number of columns. But it is not necessary. आपने पढ़ा है कि the matrix can be rectangular also, right? So it is possible. Now, if I say 1, 1, what is 1, 1? As I gave you the example of a matrix algebra, 1, 1 locates the position of the element in the first row, first column. That is 1, 1. Now, but here it is a frequency. What is F11? F11 is a frequency. Frequency of what? First. That means suppose I have collected the data of height and weight of some students, and suppose there are 5 students whose height and weight are same. So that will be F11. That is the frequency. Similarly, because the row is fixed, so 1 से 2, 2 से 3, 3 से 4, फिर आप कहाँ जाएंगे? इन जनरल I, और आप अंत में कहाँ तक जाएंगे? मान लीजिए M तक. So I'm going row wise, you can see my cursor. F11, F2. देखिए आप सेकंड सबस्क्रिप्ट को देखिएगा, वो फिक्स है. इसी प्रकार से यहाँ पे अगर हम कॉलम की बात करते हैं. दिस इज द फर्स्ट रो एंड देन द फर्स्ट कॉलम. अब आप यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए, फर्स्ट कॉलम, फर्स्ट कॉलम, फर्स्ट कॉलम, फर्स्ट कॉलम, बट द रो इज नाउ फर्स्ट रो, सेकेंड रो, jth रो, nth रो. ठीक है. सो दिस इज, आप देखेंगे कि इसको, दिस इज कॉल्ड ए बाईवेरिएट फ्रीक्वेंसी टेबल. क्या बोलते हैं इसको हम लोग? वी कॉल इट एज ए बाईवेरिएट फ्रीक्वेंसी टेबल. Because it is a bivariate data, so it is not only that we are collecting the data only on X, we are collecting the data on Y also, right? So this is a two-dimensional table. कभी-कभी इसको लोग बोलते हैं कि this is a two-dimensional table, या आपकी भाषा में this is a bivariate table with some frequency values. Is this table is clear to all of you? ये टेबल समझ में आती है आपको?
Yes, sir.
हेलो, वैल्यू सॉरी वैल्यू टेबल समझ में आ रही है आप लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
ओके
Yes,
ओके
sir.
ओके, थैंक यू. मुझे कभी कभी सुनाई नहीं देता है बिकॉज ऑफ, एनीवेज. नाउ आई कैन टेक रो वाइज टोटल, आई कैन टेक कॉलम वाइज टोटल, एंड दिस इज द टोटल ऑफ द टोटल, कैपिटल N. जहाँ मेरा कर्सर घूम रहा है. एंड इन जनरल, एज आई सेड दैट दिस समवेयर दिस इज I, सॉरी, somewhere this is I and somewhere this is J. So in general this is Fij. So what is, if I take summation over J, Fij, that is this. Summation over J का मतलब I is fixed. I is fixed का मतलब 1 1 1 1 1 1 तक आप इसको फिक्स कर दिया कॉलम वाइज, और फिर इसका टोटल लिया F11 प्लस F12 प्लस F13 प्लस F1J प्लस प्लस कहाँ तक गया? F1N तक गए. तो ये जो टोटल वैल्यू आपकी आई, इसको मैंने कहा N1. तो दिस इज Ni. ऑफ कोर्स इफ I चेंजेस फ्रॉम 1 to 2, आपको हो जाएगा N2, फिर 3, सॉरी यहाँ पे एक्चुअली Ni लिख सकते थे हम, एंड देन फाइनली Nm तक. और इन सबका टोटल अगर ये, रिमेंबर दैट दिस N1 itself is a total, N2 itself is a total. Now if I take the total of these totals, that means N1 plus, now look at here, summation is running over I. Please look at the suffix very carefully. This is double subscripted variable, so I can run the summation two times. One is the summation over I, another is summation over J. But we are doing it one by one. Here if I am writing summation over J, that means I is allowed to fixed and J is allowed to vary. I is fixed का मतलब N I is equal to 1, so I am going to get N1. कहाँ से आएगा N1? ये सभी वैल्यू को ऐड करना है, मतलब आप J को वेरी कर रहे हैं. Is that clear? How do I get N1? ये बात समझ में आती है? It is simply column wise total. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and then after taking these totals for each column, we make again the total of these values. तो यहाँ लिखा है summation over I, Ni is capital N. तो ये दो चीजें समझ में आई आपको? What is small Ni and what is capital N? Now we move on to the next quantity defined as Ti. What is Ti? Ti is again summation over J, Fij, Yij. Sir, Fij तो आपने दिखाया, पर Yij क्या है? Yij takes values which Xi and Yj take with frequency Fij. मतलब Yij are the values which Xi and Yj take with frequency Fij. That means जो Yij values हैं वो कहाँ से आएंगी? इस frequency से आएगी. Suppose Fij is 10. तो Yij is the values which Xi and Yj take the values with Fij frequency. So Yij की जो वैल्यू होगी उसको हम अगर समेशन ओवर J करेंगे, क्योंकि अब आपको यहाँ पे फिर से I को वेरी करना पड़ेगा. I को फिक्स किया, मान लीजिए आपने लिखा I is equal to 1, तो दैट इज एक्चुअली यहाँ लिखना भूल गए. दिस इज T1, T2, T3 and so on up to Tn. I is equal to 1, तो it will give me T1. T1 कहाँ से आएगा? जब आपने j को वेरी किया, अब आपने यहाँ से ऐड किया, अभी तक आप i को वेरी कर रहे थे, अब आप j को वेरी कर रहे हैं। दिस इज Fij Yij विच इज Ti, और ये जब T1 T2 T3 सो ऑन अप टू Tm आपको n मिलेगा, T1 T2 Tn, उसको जब हम ऐड करेंगे तो आपको कैपिटल T मिलेगा। इसके लिए आई विल सजेस्ट, आई थिंक आई हैव गिवन यू द रेफरेंस ऑफ a book called Fundamentals of Mathematical Statistics by S.C. Gupta and V.K. Kapoor. And I remember, I think some of you told me that it is available online or it is available on the net. I am not very sure. Why I am telling so? आपने ये किताब देखी कहीं पर जो मैंने रेफरेंस दिया अभी आपको?
Yes, sir.
तो प्लीज
Yes, sir.
गुड प्लीज रेफर टू दैट बुक एंड गो टू द चैप्टर ऑफ कोरिलेशन। वहां पे आपको यही टेबल मिलेगी सेम, ये मैंने वहीं से लिया है, और वहां पे आपको एक डेटा भी मिलेगा।
Okay, sir.
राइट, वो इसलिए मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ कि जब आप वो उसको देखेंगे तो अभी शायद आपको ये Fij Nij और Ni और Yij पता नहीं क्या कुछ, शायद आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर कितना समझ में आ रहा है कितना नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, बट वंस यू लुक एट द डेटा यू विल गेट एवरीथिंग देयर। So my suggestion is, if possible, today itself, please refer to that book, go to the correlation chapter. You will find the value of correlation ratio, the same formula which I have written here, you will get in that book also with the data. तो प्लीज आप उसको देखने की कोशिश कीजिएगा। So once this table and once these notations are defined over there, we just define two things more. Yi bar is Ti upon Ni. What is Ti? I know. What is Ni? I know. This is Ti, यहाँ मिलेगा T1 T2 Ti कहीं पे आपको, एंड दिस इज N आपको पता है, तो आई कैन गेट Y1 बार। सपोज Y1 बार कैसे मिलेगा तुमको? I इज इक्वल टू 1। I इज इक्वल टू 1 का मतलब N1 यहाँ लो, T1 तुमको यहाँ से मिलेगा, तो आपको मिलेगा Y1 बार, फिर Y2 बार, फिर Y3 बार एंड सो ऑन। तो आपको एक क्वांटिटी तो मिलेगी Yi बार, दूसरा आपको मिलेगा कैपिटल Y बार, नो I, दैट इज सिंपली कैपिटल Y बार मतलब टोटल ऑफ द टोटल। टोटल ऑफ द टोटल का मतलब व्हाट इज दिस T? दिस T इज द सम ऑफ T1 T2 Tn, दिस इज समेशन ओवर I Ti, तो ये कैपिटल T तुमको मिलेगा और कैपिटल N तुमको मिलेगा, तो कैपिटल T बाई कैपिटल N विल गिव मी Y बार। ये दो चीजें क्यों डिफाइन किया आपने? क्योंकि इस पे ही आपका फॉर्मूला है फाइनल, जो मैंने आपको बॉक्स में दिया हुआ है कि ईटा स्क्वायर Yx, दैट मीन्स दिस इज द कोरिलेशन रेशियो between the variable y and x, is given by the formula 1 minus sigma square Ey upon sigma square y. Now there are two quantities. What is sigma square Ey? This is given by 1 upon n summation over I summation over j Yij minus Yi bar ka whole square. Now what is Yij? You know. What is Yi bar? You have calculated. So I can calculate the value of sigma square Ey. And finally, what is sigma y square is 1 upon n summation over I summation over j। आप समझते हैं क्योंकि this is a double subscripted variable, Yij minus Yi bar। Yij वैल्यूज यहाँ पे आपको दिया हुआ है और y बार आपने यहाँ पे कैलकुलेट किया है t by n से। So with these two formula given by here where my cursor is moving, I can calculate sigma square Ey, I can calculate sigma square y, I will put it here, and 1 minus this ratio will give me the value of eta square Yx. This is the value of correlation ratio, remember. And correlation ratio is a measure of a non-linear relationship between x and y. In general, it is said that sigma square Yx is greater than or equal to r square। इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि r square को अब मैं इस तरफ ले लूँ तो ईटा स्क्वायर Yx माइनस आर स्क्वायर जो डिफरेंस आएगा दैट इज द डिपार्चर फ्रॉम लीनियरिटी, क्योंकि अगर लीनियर है रिलेशन तो ईटा इज इक्वल टू आर है, तब ये जीरो हो जाएगा। सो दिस इज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट दैट इफ माई रिलेशनशिप इज नॉट लीनियर, इट इज डिपार्टिंग फ्रॉम लीनियरिटी। क्वेश्चन इज हाउ मच इट इज डिपार्टिंग, दैट कैन बी आंसर्ड फ्रॉम हियर। So what we say finally that eta square Yx इसलिए लिख रहे हैं, इसका एक पर्पज है because yij is not yji. You can understand. ij और ji को अगर हम चेंज कर दें तो रो कॉलम इंटरचेंज हो जाए. And therefore, it is very important to understand that here the suffix yx means something. And we cannot say that yx is same as xy. Can you say that 3 1 is 1 3 in matrix algebra? No, sir. Row column interchanged unless and until it is symmetric. आपने पढ़ा होगा कि what is a symmetric matrix, right? So therefore, it is very important to note that correlation ratio is not a symmetrical measure. Why? Because yx is not same as xy. तो आपने क्या लिखा अंत में कि eta square yx is not equal to eta square xy. However, just recall or remember that rxy was equal to ryx. ये आप सबको पता है क्योंकि वहां कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता था सर. x और y और x कुछ भी होता, दोनों में कोई इट इज सिमेट्रिकल मेजर. लेकिन यहाँ पर ये नहीं होगा. Here it is not possible. So anyways, just a minute. I'll come back, don't worry. Download my attendance. Okay. Coming back to the discussion again, what I have said is this. Eta square yx is 1 minus sigma square ey upon sigma square y, where these are defined, and in order to define these two quantities, we require all these previous quantities. Because you know that you should know what is yij, you should know what is yi bar, you should know what is y bar. For that, you should know what is t, what is ti, and for that, this again you go back from this table. And all these values are derived from this table only. So once this table is nothing but the data. Once this data is given to me, I can calculate all the related values which I am writing here. So if I do so from this step to this step and all those steps if I follow, and if I calculate yi bar and if I calculate y bar, I can calculate eta square yx. And that is why I have suggested that please refer to that book. You will get a numerical data over there so that you can understand. My purpose is that, or you can refer to any book, I don't mind. I'm not very much particular about, or you can search on the net also because you are free now. So you can go to Google search and you can go and try to see that how the correlation ratio is calculated for a bivariate data. Okay, so this is what all I wanted to discuss in this segment of Unit 2. Let me say that we are still in Unit 2 and the next week, Monday, when we are meeting again, we will be in Unit 2 only. But then the whole philosophy will change. In one word, if I want to say, from quantitative, our journey will go to qualitative data. So once again, a very quick recap that actually what we are discussing in Unit 2, we are discussing the concept of the exploration of bivariate data. And that in that exploration of bivariate data, we have seen certain diagrammatic representations. We have seen multiple bar diagram, we have seen box and whisker plot, and we have seen the divided bar diagram and stacked bar diagram and so on and so forth. That was just visual data visualization, that we have just seen that how we can go ahead with the plotting of the data. And then when we moved from visualization to the mathematical treatment of the data, we had introduced the concept of correlation. We have studied 3 types of correlation. Today itself I have repeated, I have told you, so therefore I am not going to repeat it. And then in correlation also, this last segment what we are discussing is the idea of linear and non-linear relationship between the two variables which are measurable in terms of quantity. But as I mentioned in many of my previous lectures, that the broad classification of the data in statistics is qualitative versus quantitative. We have not covered anything about the qualitative analysis, where we will start next week. Now I wish to stop here. Any question from anybody is welcome. किसी को भी कुछ पूछना है?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, then today itself, hopefully, I will upload these pages, whatever I have discussed, because today this part is covered. So I'll upload page number 35 to 47 in your file section. You can go and download it. Maybe after some time I will upload, right? Maybe just मैं कर दूंगा आज ही थोड़ी देर के बाद, ठीक है ना? So you can go and download these pages from there. We will meet next week with the new topics of Unit 2. Right? So I'm going to stop.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.